Alrighty, guys, thanks for joining me. This is your host, ID Jester. We are getting ready for our first international Clank tournament. So, if you're not familiar with Clank, Clank is a board game, a dungeon delving, press your luck, screw your opponents kind of game, and really fun, interesting. And what I thought I would do, instead of just playing it and just making it kind of just generic with the white or the blue player and the red player and the green player, what I thought I would do is actually set up like a little tournament so people can root for their favorites and see if we can predict who's going to win the tournament. So what I've got here is 20 different participants that are going to vie for the spots in the tournament. You will notice that there is only 16 different groups here. Since it's a 4-player game, there's going to be 4 groups of 4. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll a 20-sided dice, and we're going to roll it, and we're going to set up our Group A, Group B, Group C, and Group D. As we play through the games, the rules are pretty much simple. We're going to follow the standard rules, other than I'm going to change one rule, and that the first player... normally when you exit out of the dungeon, you get a mastery token, which is worth 20 points. If you make it out, you get 20 points. To make it a little more interesting, what I'm going to do is the first player that makes it out is going to roll, and I'm trying to get all my dice here. All right, so the first player that makes it out is going to roll 4 20-sided dice. And they can take the highest number. So in this case, he would take 18. The second person to make it out can roll 3 dice. Third player, 2 dice. Last player only gets 1 dice. So it makes it a little more, I guess, random. And you can't just assume if you make it out, you're going to get 20 points worth. And, so that's it. It kind of makes it, I think, a little bit more interesting, so if the first player makes it out, he would roll and he would end up with 14 points. The second player that made it out would get 15. So in this case, it was actually better to be the second player. The third player, they would only get 4 points. And the last player would get 20. So in this case, it worked out for the last player, assuming that all of the players get out of the dungeon. So instead of just automatically assuming you're going to get 20 points, if you're the first player out, you're going to roll 4, 3, 2, or 1 dice, depending on when you get out of the dungeon. So let's go ahead and set our groups up here, and so people out there can start figuring out who they are going to root for. So you can see we have number 1 is William Shakespeare, 2 is Napoleon, 3 is Miss Piggy, 4 is Wolverine, 5 is Theodore Roosevelt, 6 is James Bond, 7 is Zeus, 8 is Albert Einstein, 9 is Erwin Rommel, 10 is Steve Irwin, 11 is Wile E. Coyote, 12 is Winston Churchill, 13 is Madonna, 14 is Hellboy, 15 is Buzz Lightyear, 16 is Queen Victoria, 17 is Joe Namath, 18 is Schmeagol, 19 is Billy the Kid, and 20 is Shrek. So I was just trying to think of interesting, characters to throw into this tournament. So let's go ahead and figure out who is going to be in Group A. Player 1 is going to be number 12, which is going to be Winston Churchill. So, Winston Churchill is going to be part of it. You will notice that we have 20 characters, but only 16 spots. So 4 of these are not going to actually make it into the tournament. So hopefully your favorite will. All right, so player B and player 2 in Group A is going to be Hellboy. So we got Winston Churchill versus Hellboy. Let's look for player 3. That's a 2, and that is Napoleon. Oh boy. Napoleon. Napoleon. And for the fourth person in Group A is going to be 20 Shrek. Oh my gosh, what a group. So we have Winston Churchill, Hellboy, Napoleon, and Shrek in Group A. So who's your favorite coming out of Group A? Group B. Let's see who's going to be in Group B. That's going to be player number 4. In this case, that is going to be Wolverine. And 11 is Wile E. Coyote. Let's see, can I just copy and paste? Make things a little bit easier for me. Oh, no, because it makes it too big. Okay. C-O-Y, Coyote. C-O-Y-O-T-E. The Wile E. Coyote, a Wolverine are in Group B. And that is bounced back in. I'm going to roll it again. And it actually ended up the same number, 6, which is James Bond. Whoa. And the last one in Group B is going to be 9, which is Erwin Rommel. And yes, this is a war game because it has Erwin Rommel. All right, so that is Rommel. Erwin Rommel. All right. So we have Winston Churchill, Hellboy, Napoleon, and Shrek going at it. We also have Wolverine, Wile E. Coyote, James Bond, and Erwin Rommel. Wow. Interesting groups. I love these. I love how this is turning out. All right, so now we've got Group C. 5, Theodore Roosevelt. Oh my gosh. Theodore Roosevelt. Yeah. Theodore would be nice. Roosevelt. There we go. Close enough. All right, Theodore Roosevelt's in the tournament. Let's see who he's going to be facing off against. 13, which is Madonna. All right, and 6 we've already had. 13. Do we have 13? Yes, we just rolled Madonna. 10. Steve Irwin. Steve Irwin makes it in. The Crocodile Hunter. Steve Irwin. All right. And Theodore Roosevelt, Madonna, Steve Irwin, and number 7 is Zeus. Oh my gosh. Wow, this is going to be interesting. And our last group. Finally, our last group is going to be 20. That's the last one. That's Shrek. We already have Shrek. 10. Steve Irwin, we already have. 15. Buzz Lightyear. Nice. Buzz Lightyear. All right. And he's going up against that. We already had 6. 4. I'm not sure we had 4. Nope, we did. That's Wolverine. 8. Albert Einstein. Really? Albert Einstein. Einstein. E-I-N. E. Albert Einstein. All right, there's only 2 spots left. Hopefully your guys are making it into the tournament. 13, we already had Madonna. 7, we just had Zeus. 18, Schmeagol. S-M-E-A. S-M-E-A-G-O-L. Schmeagol. And there's 1 spot left. 1 spot remaining. Who's going to take it? So far, Billy the Kid is not there. Joe Namath is not there. Queen Victoria is not there. And William Shakespeare's not there. So, 9, we had Rommel. 5, we had Roosevelt. 11, we had Wile E. Coyote. 20, we've had Shrek. 5, Roosevelt. He really wanted to get in this tournament. 9, we've had 12, Churchill. He was the first one. 11, Wile E. Coyote. 4, Wolverine. 12, Churchill again. 11. We're trying to get one that hasn't gotten the tournament yet. There it is. That's it. William Shakespeare makes it in the tournament. Shakespeare. William Shakespeare. All right. There is your 4 groups. Each group will have a winner, and the winner will be determined by most victory points. Again, if the first player that gets out is going to roll 4 20-sided dice, and they're going to take the highest result. If you're the second player out, you're going to roll 3. Third player out, you're going to roll 2. Last player out, you just get to roll 1, assuming all 4 players make it out. Those will be your added points instead of just getting a normally what you get is like a little mastery token here, and it's an auto 20 points. I thought it would make it a little more interesting if we made that kind of variable, so you just don't know how many points. So it might be worth delving deeper into the dungeon to try and get better treasures, knowing that you might not be able to get the automatic 20 points or not. So let's look at our groups now. So our groups are Group A, which will be the first game played, is going to be Winston Churchill versus Hellboy versus Napoleon versus Shrek. Again, the winner will be based upon the player with the most victory points. Second group, Group B, is going to be Wolverine, Wile E. Coyote, James Bond, and Erwin Rommel for Group B. For Group C, it's going to be Theodore Roosevelt, Madonna, Steve Irwin, the Crocodile Hunter, and Zeus. And Group D is going to be Buzz Lightyear, Albert Einstein, Schmeagol, and William Shakespeare. If I would have done this over again, we could have had totally different groups. But wow, I find that really interesting. Those groups that came out like that. That's fun. That's going to be fun. Hopefully it's going to be a lot of fun for you guys to watch the videos, root on your participants, see how well they do, and see how well we can go through this. So once these players are, the winner will go into the next box for each different category, and then the final game will be between these 4 winners to see who is the grand champion of the first International Clank Tournament. Hopefully you'll stop in, watch some videos, check them out, leave comments, leave a like, let me know you enjoyed it, and we'll see everyone when we get our first tournament underway. Winston Churchill, Hellboy, Napoleon, and Shrek going at it here in Clank. We'll see you all then. Till then, take care, guys.